hidden truth behind money. Imagine this: you wake up, work hard, maybe save a little, maybe invest a little, and still feel like money slips through your fingers. Meanwhile, others seem to bend the world to their will. Why? What do they know that you don't? Most people have been taught to chase money like it's the finish line. But what if I told you the real game isn't about money itself? It's about how money moves, who controls it, and how perception builds wealth long before the first dollar shows up in your account. In this video, we're diving deep into the forgotten wisdom of Niccolò Machiavelli, a man known for his ruthless insights into power. But hidden beneath the politics and cunning strategies are 6 timeless lessons about how money really works, and how the wise few use this knowledge to rise while the rest are left behind. Stay until the end, not because I said so, but because what you're about to learn could change how you see wealth forever. 1. The illusion of money. Trust, not gold. We're trained to think of money as something tangible: coins, bills, a number in our bank account. But Machiavelli, observing the rise and fall of city-states, understood something most of us overlook. Money is an illusion built on belief. It only has value because people collectively agree that it does. In The Prince, he hints at this by warning leaders not to rely on mercenaries or foreign support, the equivalents of borrowed wealth today. The moment people stop believing in your strength, you lose everything. Likewise, when trust in money collapses, the entire economy crumbles. This is why fiat currencies can be printed endlessly until belief runs out. The real power lies in controlling belief. That's why central banks, corporations, and billionaires don't just move money, they shape public confidence. Understanding this can turn you from a passive participant in the economy into a strategic player. If you only chase dollars, you're playing checkers. But if you shape belief, your own or others, you're playing chess. 2. Perception is profit. The Machiavellian market. Machiavelli taught that perception is more powerful than reality. A leader doesn't need to be virtuous. He only needs to appear virtuous. Apply that to wealth and it becomes clear. Value isn't what something is. It's what people think it is. This is why brands like Supreme can sell basic t-shirts for hundreds of dollars. Why NFTs, literally digital images, once sold for millions. People buy what others want, not what's objectively valuable. In the financial world, narrative drives markets, not math. Hype creates gold out of thin air, or collapses it just as quickly. So how do you use this? Control your personal brand. Position yourself as valuable. Create scarcity. Build reputation. Be seen as someone in motion. People don't follow those who need help. They follow those who seem to know where they're going. This isn't manipulation. It's strategic framing. And Machiavelli would argue, why not use it if it works? 3. Dependency is weakness, the illusion of security. Machiavelli was obsessed with autonomy. In his world, a prince who relied too heavily on others, especially mercenaries, was destined to fall. Translate that into the modern financial system, and the warning is clear. Relying on a single income, employer, or system puts your freedom at risk. Today, millions depend entirely on jobs, loans, and credit. They're one bad quarter away from collapse. And the irony? The very systems they trust, banks, employers, even governments, are designed to serve their own interests, not yours. In a Machiavellian sense, if you don't control the terms, you don't control the outcome. True wealth isn't just about having money, it's about having options. It's the power to say no, to walk away, to build again. That's why you must create multiple streams of value, skills, assets, leverage. Money earned under your own terms isn't just income, it's economic sovereignty. 4. Fortune favors the bold strategist. In The Prince, Machiavelli compares fortune to a woman who rewards those who act with boldness and force. But make no mistake, boldness alone isn't enough. Strategy turns boldness into progress. Without it, you're just taking shots in the dark. This lesson hits hard in finance. Many chase investments because of FOMO, fear of missing out, instead of deep understanding. But Machiavelli wouldn't act without calculation. He studied his opponents, tracked patterns, and predicted outcomes. That's exactly how you must approach money, not with emotion, but with deliberate intelligence. Start treating your finances like a war room. Track your spending like a general tracks supplies. Invest with a long view like a king builds a dynasty. Most people react to money. Machiavellians strategize, and those who strategize win, while others call it luck. 5. Comfort is the enemy. Why most stay poor. If Machiavelli had a message for the modern person, it would be this: comfort is a silent tyrant. It convinces you that just enough is good enough, and slowly kills your ambition. He observed how people settle under weak rulers as long as they're fed and entertained. Sound familiar? The truth is, many are broke not because they lack talent, but because they trade discomfort for convenience. They avoid risk, hard conversations, and disciplined habits. But Machiavelli believed that virtue, strength, willpower, adaptability, was what separated rulers from the ruled. To build real wealth, you have to push beyond your comfort zone, save when others spend, learn when others scroll, invest when others fear, not because it's easy, but because the reward is power, not just prosperity. 6. Influence over income, the ultimate lever. In a world obsessed with making more money, Machiavelli's teachings point us in a direction few dare to look. Power doesn't come from income alone. It comes from influence. Influence is silent, invisible, and far more potent. It doesn't just move opinions, it shapes decisions, controls narratives, and unlocks opportunities that money alone never could. Machiavelli observed that rulers who controlled the minds of their subjects ruled with far less resistance. It's the same today. Those who hold public attention shape culture, trends, and markets. Think about it. A person making $10,000 a month through a job has income. But a person with 100,000 loyal followers has influence. That influence can sell products, launch brands, secure partnerships, and even create movements. Influence isn't limited by hours in a day. It's a force multiplier. The more people trust you, listen to you, and act based on your words, the more value you create, often without lifting a finger. In Machiavellian terms, this is the purest form of soft power. Ruling without ruling. To build this kind of influence, you must first position yourself as a voice of clarity in a noisy world. That means speaking with conviction, providing value, and showing up with consistency. Whether you're on social media, in business, or inside a community, people are drawn to those who lead with vision, not the loudest, but the most anchored. And once you've built that base of trust, your influence becomes an asset that can earn for a lifetime, far beyond any paycheck. Machiavelli would have seen this not just as a tool but as a throne, one that anyone bold enough could ascend. The Machiavellian blueprint. Let's recap what Machiavelli taught us. Not through get-rich-quick schemes, but through timeless strategy. Money is trust, not gold. Perception is profit. Create value by being seen as valuable. Dependence is danger. Own your options. Strategy beats luck. Fortune bows to the prepared. Comfort kills ambition. Embrace discomfort. Influence is leverage. Build it and wealth follows. These aren't just lessons from the 1500s. They're a blueprint for today. You can ignore them, or you can master them and begin to shape your own future. If this opened your eyes, subscribe, share it with someone who's still playing the old game, and remember, Machiavelli didn't write for kings. He wrote for survivors, for visionaries, for you.